Alright, okay. Man, I've reached new levels of being late. Like, absolutely new levels of late. We are, like, at least 5 minutes into qualifying at this point. And it will take another few minutes before I'm on the server. So yeah. Like, late on, so late that I missed out not just on practice, but also on qualifying in part. I mean, technically I have achieved this in the past already, but like, that's kind of like excessive. I don't know if I've actually raced this track before with this car, so this is gonna be a bit interesting. Because I don't think I have. Hopefully I have. Because if I haven't, this is gonna get very quickly very bumpy. I mean, the field shouldn't be too large, considering how contained we were at not Zandvoort, Snetten. But it will probably not be, which means we can probably get away with just starting from the back of the grid. But okay, there's a massive freeze, which means somebody who had uploaded a delivery but didn't turn up last week. Well, I'm pretty accurate with my 5 minutes late into qualifying. People doing 29s, already. That's intimidating, and there's quite a few fast guys here. And there's only 15 people who have so far put a lap time in. 28 guys. We have a bit of our work cut out. But yes, I do actually have a... Oh, yeah, right, I did make a setup for... when I raced with... Who was it? Did I send him a set, or did he actually make one? And that's why I don't have one, because I only have the CDA setup. And I'm not sure if I should use a CDA setup, frankly. That's like kind of already suicidal in some ways. We need more brake ducts in this. It's 33 track temp. We need some brake ducts. Stop range seems to be fine to me. Steering range seems to be fine to me. Fuel seems to be fine to me. ABS a click down. Telemetry laps off. TC up 1 click. Maximum camber front. A lot of camber rear. I will slightly tone down the camber on the rear. How's the ARBs? Pretty stiff on the rear. I mean, probably need to lower that. Right. Okay then. Hope everything is working fine. Yeah, 29 is fast. Not impossibly fast, but somebody coming. Oh, there's a lot of people coming. Because yeah, we're on 60 liters. We're gonna sandbag this qualifying session for sure. It's just I need some sort of feel for the car. Oh yeah, right. I remember that this was quite on the edge back in the day. I do now remember, so I should have probably done more. Because this was unstable back in the day. There was a lot of curb there. Considering how 1.9 works, you that's the thing. This thing is already oversteering for that corner. I'm a bit stuck here in traffic. I don't know if I can drop back to escape the traffic. No, no, I'm just gonna fucking run at this point. It's probably easier. Oh, that wasn't ideal. Ah, he also violated.
Yellow flag in sector 2.
So are we in the invalid lap competition? Three tough guys. Also, no, tire pressures are fine actually. And they're a bit high in the rear. Alright. It's not quite right. The chicane run isn't working well. Car's not receiving the curbs there. I mean, this P7 guy in front of me is definitely escaping away from me rather than me closing in on him. So that's not a good sign. And he's also on. He's sending me DMs! I haven't had time to look at them for the last 2 hours or so. 36 despite being off into kitty litter in turn 1. Yeah, P7 is right now faster than me. That's not a good sign at all.
Slow car ahead.
There's too much rotation in that corner. Sure, I'm driving with a lot more fuel than a lot of these guys. Doesn't matter, yeah, drop their time at him. It's surprising the chicane's armor weakness, probably. And low speed acceleration seems to also. Oh, my rail tires are so high pressure. 30 flats.
Yellow flag in sector
I would say it's not a terrible time, but why understeer? No one asked you to turn up. Let me escape. So, I mean, but I am 1.5 seconds off the pace, so that doesn't help. Like, I would say this is a fine time, but like, the fucking aliens always. Things that ruin everyone's fun, right? Much lower pressures on the rear because they were going up there. How's the wear pattern on the tire? Bit too much camber on this side. But you can't really judge yet. I'd say not quite enough laps. Feels like this side here is more or less spot on. This side might have a bit too much. Good more. You could claim that. You could claim that. Right. How do I get this thing to behave a bit better? 6 minutes remaining on the clock. Not much time. Can make the suspension on the rear a bit softer, I guess. We do deal already with quite a bit of understeer into out of turn 1. I haven't practiced the pin entry, probably should do that. Oh, I'm driving out with the same tire set. Whatever, doesn't matter. Feels a bit more stable. Just could just be that first lap.
Yellow flag, be careful there. There's a slow car up ahead.
Probably need to dispatch a VT. He's one of the slowest drivers in the lake. Not sure if that was him getting out of the way or him messing up his braking points because I got it too close to him. Either way, I'm not complaining. This thing wants to constantly drive itself around.
Yellow flag
And you
in
just have to
sector
tell it to stop. Go slower through there. No gains! Come on, there should be gains. It was my first flyer that didn't end up in a wall or something. Probably here, but like... Also, this doesn't want to freaking happen! And I'm going actually fucking slower, holy shit.
Yellow flag, be careful there.
Let's run more TC. See if that helps a bit. Make sure we're on the correct engine. Man, it's just not coming together here. Ah! Turned into early and it then jumped the curb and bobbled to the outside. To make the lap even worse. Corner is so deceptive.
Yellow flag in sector 1.
Yeah, at least half a second, I would say. It's a bit late on the brakes. Yep, hit the second curb and that's completely all the momentum gone. That chicane is so garbage. The TC cut all my engine power there. That's faster than what the hell's that guy doing?
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
It's all over the road. If I have one more attempt, effectively. Oh, not again, you stupid fucking curb! Why did you bounce me to the outside? Yeah, I need at least 3/10 actually to make even a position up at all.
Sector 3.
Come on, let me go sub. Let me go sub 30.
Yellow flag, be careful.
And there was momentum and it just suddenly ate all the car. Thanks. That's faster. But I'm still not happy with that line.
Be careful. There's a slow car ahead.
Oh no! Fuck off, shitbox!
Yellow flag ahead, watch out.
Ah! Oh, and then I mess up this corner. It's like I have to drive perfect to get like a fucking half a second out of this. This is bullshit. Oh hey, thanks for eating the rest of my lap time. It's not like I... And I miss out on another lap by like fucking 2 seconds or so. God damn it. Ah. Fucking hell. I slay okay today. Miles down on the fucking pace is the answer. 2 weeks ago I was fighting with this guy for the freaking race win. This week I'm 1.7 seconds down. I mean, yes, I missed out on all of the practice, 5 minutes of the qualifying session, and I picked my car together here with race fuel, but like, come on. Like, there was just nothing in that lab. The car was like, nah, I'm not gonna produce any lap time for you at all. Thanks, I gladly appreciate that. There was just nothing in that lab. Like, I would expect to find a 10 for... It's like, okay, there were 3 10s in there, right? Like, I found like 2 10s in turn 1, in turn 2, there. Like, back there, like, I found like a 10th in the chicane, right? But like, I get a slight wobble somewhere and I just get fucking dunked immediately, deducted 3 10s immediately. So it's like, I don't know, that doesn't help. I'm so far down the order here. I should definitely be faster than Resec, and I'm 12th here. This is... I mean, 2 weeks ago I qualified 6th, so I was... And then just drove the circles around everyone. But we don't have rain tonight, we don't have... things that significantly help me in that sense. So yeah. I guess I'm gonna take like 60 liters to start the race. What can I do really to make this thing work? I mean, the setup approaches did help, but it's just not fast. It's slow is the problem. The car is too slow. Also, it has sometimes weird oversteer, but I'm gonna just drive through this. Well, I'm gonna do all the heroics into turn 1 because I'm frankly out of options. I mean, I would actually prefer to have a functioning car this time around compared to last 2 weeks ago. I keep wanting to say last week, but I didn't remember that it's always it's like it's every fortnight the series. And yes, I went there to use that old word. Use the brakes when needed. Right, I'm gonna have to make up some positions here. Okay, so I ain't gonna take outside of the top 10 in a series where I should... I think I'm the highest rated driver in this series, according to SGP rating. Which doesn't say too much.
Stay single file.
A lot of that rating is due to me driving. I think SGP rating in part is also determined by your pace. And probably me driving the Maserati has thoroughly messed up my rating. In the sense that I am way higher rated than I actually am. because they have incorrect numbers for the Maserati in terms of what pace that car can do. I mean, it definitely takes pace in general into consideration. I don't know if it does it per car, but it does take pace into consideration because if you have a wet race, the system gets confused and gives you a negative rating because it thinks you were driving slowly when in fact you were just driving as fast as the weather let you go. You can get quite confused by that. Oh no, wrong button. God damn it. It's fine, however. Yeah, I mean, I can't really complain too much because I, in part, am fault at my own problem here. Could have had about 35 minutes more practice here. I just turned up on time, but I didn't. It's my own fault. I mean, I know the place. Although getting sub 30 has been a challenge in the past, I definitely have a feeling all the aliens have figured out at this point how to drive this update. I don't think they have quite figured out how to make their tires last, but that doesn't matter quite in a series where you only have to do half an hour stints on them. And also, it is said that that Kunas is gonna actually fix the tires finally. Somebody asked why he got completely grained out tire. Reddit asked why his tires completely died out on the Porsche, and then Aries from the physics team replied, "Well, you should turn less, but also yes, currently the tire wear is a bit excessive, and that there's a hotfix in the work." Has the hotfix come in already? Because I didn't think it was. I'd only heard that that they're gonna release a hotfix, but I don't think they're gonna fix it. They had fixed it already. I think it is a to-do still. And yeah, the graining was basically the entire tire wear issue. What the fuck are you guys doing? What the fuck was that? Couldn't do anything about that Aston driver.
Car on the left.
But also, what the fuck was that about people just backing up the entire field?
Clear on the left.
There at the start. What? That is just absolute hell. That we didn't wreck on the front stretch is a surprise to me.
Car on the left.
They have implemented that hotfix already? Damn. He has the momentum right now. Not long side, but I now have short side again.
Clear on the left. Car on the left. Clear on the left. Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Well, I'll give you the inside line here. But try out breaking the boat. Alright. But I am up to 4th. I mean, I don't know if it's my fault, that collision with the ass. I mean, I think I couldn't do any jack shit at that moment. But I don't think it was his fault, so that's... I don't think he did anything wrong, but I think he was just the wrong place at the wrong time. And so was I. Well, they are streaming with the same normal time delay on YouTube, so that's why. They're not doing anything in terms of ultra low latency and stuff. I don't know if those commentators are gonna notice that I've just picked my way from 12 to like 4th in a lap. Although a lot of the positions were just basically thrown to me. Let's see if we can go up after the top 3. Well, I think it's a bit more difficult. The leader definitely, I don't think I'm as fast as that guy, but...
Yellow flag accepted.
I think the other guys... maybe? And they're lapping about the same lap times as I'm doing. 130s. Low. Ah. I'm providing a better commentary than the commentators. I mean, commentating on a race is quite difficult. I've personally never done it. Should probably do it at some point. I have stewarded before, so like that's... And I've actually also done league administration. I've tried running my own league. The problem of... similar to running my own team that nobody attends is probably self-evident. It's gonna end up with that. I think that's a back marker there. Yep. Oh, that's another... oh yeah, right, that's the other boat driver that had announced he would sign up. Didn't see him up until then. The lap was definitely slower for the guys in front of me. They probably slowed down for the boat a bit more. The race leader lost like a second there. Especially commentating like an endurance race is quite difficult at times. Because there's phases where like nothing is happening, and then also like you lack sometimes... you lack the information, detailed information that you need to effectively make commentary about things, because you don't know... you would have to run like a full-on strategy sheet like a race engineer on every car to like keep up on which pit strategy one or the other car is. There isn't much software that really tracks these things properly. It makes running commentary quite difficult. Sometimes commentators additionally struggle because they lack experience with the cars and the game. Sometimes you do notice that, unfortunately. It just comes with like all the people that commentate are oftentimes the drivers who weren't fast enough for driving. The 24H series is obviously a real-life motorsport series, right? But the commentary there is also like excellent, for the most part. Like it's Radio Le Mans is excellently entertaining to listen to, even though there's things happening on your screen and they take like 10 seconds to respond to what's happening. But that's fine. On the other hand, they speak clearly and speak oftentimes of experience. And that's also like they have another thing that they have over like sim racing is like they can just they have their pit reporter who can just ask the teams about information, and even while he's like not on air, he can talk to teams and gather information, and then they can pull him up and just like, hey, what's happening with that car? And he's like, well, I asked around, and that car is due to still come in, and they talked about issues with that and that. And especially with a sprint series here, like for example, you don't have any other drivers you can like ask. You don't have a race engineer, you don't have anything. Each driver's on their own. Yeah. Like, they sometimes just completely miss an incident and then be like, oh, what happened there? And it's like, yeah, we watched literally the cars crash and you didn't notice. It's kind of hilarious. Kind of sad at times as well.
Falling behind the car in front in sector 2.
Should probably put a bit of focus in and pass this guy. Well, yeah, I don't think I can really go faster right now, so it's like I'll just put the thumb screws on and wait till he flies off or something. It's not like he holds me up or anything. Oh, I have a backmarker there in front. Yeah, yeah, it could be that they like get the pictures at the same time, but then their voices relative to us is further delayed. Oh, that Porsche driver is a risk. Good. And they have only access to like a limited amount of what they can see. In general, those guys only really see the TV broadcast. They don't have like the F1 commentators the ability to see more. They have a timing screen, and then they have their notes. They have the timing screen, their notes, their pit reporter, and years of experience. And that's what glues the entire broadcast together. And those guys still provide better commentary than apparently the official American broadcasters. Like, I think, I don't know if NBC or Fox had like the rights to the Daytona 24. So if you're in the US, you get region locked, so you can't watch the international broadcast. And you have to listen to the American commentators. And people still like they just mute TV and listen to Radeon Le Mans.
Yellow flag ahead, be careful.
Well, wait a second. That was one guy for position. Yeah, that one Audi that is now behind us was for position, or was an Audi, I don't know. But one of the guys was for position, the other one is actually a backmarker. Yeah, there's quite a few drivers who are really struggling, it seems. Because how far are we into this race? I can't check. Yeah, we're less than 15 minutes right up there, my timer. I mean, the game has down here a timer. It has up there, but that one is covered up with chat. And then I have one in my overlay, but I need to be in the correct pager for that one. Which I was, but I didn't know till I looked that direction to confirm. The one down there is really hard to read. If it's the only one you have to hand right now, it's good enough. It's quicker than switching pages. Yeah, the Audi is now behind me again for position. The Beamer that I had passed on lap 1 is the thing right now. Getting a lap there. I mean, I don't know what happens to him, her. Being not fast is definitely one of the answers. I think the Audi driver is faster than us two here. I mean, I'm not slow, I'm driving 29s here. I'm going faster than the qualifying, which is probably like messing with people quite a bit. She's just going at this point. Fair enough, I guess. Explains a bit. But there were definitely some drivers that were back there for pace. And they're a bit frustrating. Like the Bentley that were coming up to lap again. I don't know how many laps they're down, but I really only count the times that I have to pass someone. And when you're the second time up within 15 minutes and something is not quite right. If you're once, that's not too surprising. If you get a start act. Ooh, fucking hell.
On the right. Clear on the right. We've got light damage on the rear.
Great. Awesome, we murdered the fucking Ferrari. Oh, nope, he's gonna attack me. I'm not gonna want to wait for the Ferrari, I guess. But yeah, back markers here tonight are absolutely awful. Like, that guy got taken out, then the Ferrari got basically backed into me. How much damage have I taken so far? 15 seconds! What did I say about wanting to actually maybe, you know, not have damage for this race? Right, never mind, I suppose. What are you fucking doing? Where are you going? What the hell was that? What the fuck was that? That guy was driving slower than M2, I'm pretty fucking sure at this point. What the fuck was he doing? Just drives in the middle of the fucking road. Like, there is a bare minimum skill level, and it is lap this circuit faster than a GT4 car. That's it. And get around it at roughly a interval of like half a second, within half a second, of plus minus half a second of your average. I think those are requirements you should be, like, actually make that plus minus 1 second. Let's be friendly to people. Plus minus 1 second, right? But yeah, now. Yeah, well, we're definitely now. Yeah, we had 54 seconds for the pit stop, and we've already lost like 14 0.3 seconds so far this lap. What the actual fuck is going on here, people?
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Sorry, but what was that from you, frankly?
Slow car ahead.
I was turning by the time the guy dived on me. Like, yeah, I'm damaged, but like actually not that much. Yes, I dropped like 0.3 for the first 3 corners or so, but like, that's not that much. And I'm just trying to get to grasp with the situation at this point. Like, don't do stupid shit, frankly.
Yellow flag accepted.
Especially don't dive bomb on the bloody chicane of all things. Like, that's just suicidal at that point. You can pass there, but you need to be alongside. In turn 1, you can dive. For sure. That's turn 1, turn 2. Not turn 3, not the chicane. And also not the second chicane. Maybe on the back marker. But not someone who's actually, like, still vaguely within pace. But again, I'm not sure if that's my fault again, because I did turn in the end in on him, but like, you know, at some point I need to commit to the corner. And it looked to me like he was staying behind till just about when I turned in. He suddenly just stabbed in. Like he was looking, but it didn't look like he was actually committing to it, and then suddenly was alongside. Came along in like the last second. Right. We are like half a second down so far on this lap. It's not bad. The bonnet you can definitely see is popping around, but I think I'm not gonna even fix the damage. I mean, that's just gonna be career suicide, I think. Or actually, you know, I'm nearly up. People, please. What the fuck is everybody doing here? You know, it's funny because at Snetterton they were better than this. Snetterton in the rain, these guys behaved correctly. But today they just can't drive around the circuit. Or maybe people that couldn't drive at Snetterton in the rain could just decide to leave before the race started. I don't think that's the case. But definitely we saw some people who were like orientationally challenged, frankly. I don't think Zolder usually has interesting racing like this. Zolder isn't for me known to be that. I mean, the Audi is making up ground, but he's not back to me. He dropped like 4 seconds or so on the collision. But like the funny thing is, like, this VT guy here, he's running 14th, right? And he's right now recovering from a spin. And yeah, that car looks also, I don't know if it looks second hand, but the rear tires definitely do. With how much he yawed out through turn 1. Oh, what are you doing? I think he spun again, yeah. Yeah, those rear tires are done for. He should just put new ones on. He made a few corners that, but like that car isn't working. See if that ain't working for you. Someone is really happy about the Bentley being T2 in the stream. I just read that. I don't know why. Because somebody's driving something that isn't a Ferrari. Oh, the Audi died again. Maybe he's more busy challenging himself around the circuit. Man, we have... But also we have in general, like, attrition like this is... like this is... What is the... Brands. Actually, I don't know if Brands is on the calendar for this season. If it is, it's gonna be hell. Because Brands is... the British Nürburgring. It is the British Nordschleife, and I stand with this, despite it being a very short circuit, so being kind of like the exact opposite. The reason that is a very accurate statement is it's a very narrow road, you do not have much runoff, it goes immediately into grass, before you a meter later hit the metal barriers, and there's a lot of high-speed corners. And all of these are frankly characteristics of the Nordschleife. If you know that track pretty well, you know that this is very characteristic of the Nordschleife. I don't know which car is the midnight car. Yeah, I did ask if they actually fixed the graining issue. You're claiming they fixed the graining issue, but I don't know if they've updated the game since last Sunday. I mean, I played on Monday, and I think since then there wasn't an update yet, but I don't know if they updated the game since then. Because I was pretty sure we still had the issue on Monday. Me type of fast flowing circuit. I don't know. I actually have to say I don't think I've driven that many American circuits probably. I mean, I've obviously driven the big ones like Red Lance and yes, I put like Sanford into American. That would be American geography moment. Definitely Indy in like 4 different versions. I've driven, Road Atlanta I've mentioned, I've driven VAR. Would have so loved if we had that in the American Tracc DLC. VAR would have been a lot of fun for... Oh, we have mentioned... okay, well then. Because I did know they put 1.91 out like a few weeks back. Not a few weeks, but relatively quickly after they... Took it a few days, but then they released 1.91 to fix the Ferrari crashing the game if you do a driver swap. It obviously isn't too great. I'll be through the race. Yeah, we're nearly halfway in. I mean, my car is second hand, but like the tires are totally holding up at this point. I don't think I've had any drop off in the tires. It's just the car's dead. It would be proper American track. Yeah, I mean, I've driven. I've not driven that circuit much, but I've definitely driven it. It is, it's not Road Atlanta, but it's something with Atlanta. It's, yeah, Atlanta Motorsports Park, I think it is. It's a small...
Car on the right.
Okay.
Clear on the right.
It's a small circuit. It is part of the base game of R Factor 2, oddly enough. It's one of those back in the ISI days strange inclusions in the game. Kind of nobody asked for. I've driven on I've definitely driven on a bunch of ovals. And I've driven on a few road courses of them, like the one at Palm Beach. Do I ever... I know, yeah, I did drive in an... Oh yeah, that's the Audi back behind me, but he's actually unlapping himself this time around, and he's done his pit stop. And that's what's throwing him back. I think I should probably do the same and just do my pit stop at this point. But I haven't actually calculated my fuel load. I have not practiced the pit entry. That should be enough. I'll just get out of his way. There's the sign. Right. 58 seconds of damage. Yeah, that's fun. Actually, there's like a second worth of suspension damage in there as well. Tire pressure is totally fine. We're gonna just put a new set on. Fuel I've already calculated. So, roughly on the mark. Probably lost some time. Oh, yeah, I'll put my water. Oh, it's on my desk. Right. Right. Could not fall over, please.
Mandatory stop is not here. Come on, go.
Right. Usually it's easy to drink out of this bottle while having a VR headset on, but this time around it was for some reason difficult. I don't know why.
We are halfway through, not over yet.
Yeah, long from over. There's Rossi, but like he hasn't done a pit stop yet and he's back to 15th. It costs you roughly a lap, it seems, to do a pit stop. You will not have the drink. Alright. Well, I did have the ring. That's the funny part. I mean, if I didn't have my disconnect last time around, I would have also had a second place finish there. But in 2 weeks' time, I won't be able to attend the race.
Flag ahead. Watch out in front.
Who is that? It was Integrale and Imran, I think. Didn't have the relative up at the time. Trying to figure out where I was standing in terms of pit stop circle and stuff. I'm attending a wedding. That's happening. think I need to remind the ancient one that she wanted to actually do clothes shopping for me and my brother for this, because we do lack a bit more formal wear. There's no dress code for it, but like, come on, you could at least come with something better than what I'm usually wearing. So, yeah, now it's the BMW actually back behind me. I'm complaining too much. It sucks that I can't race, but it is what it is. Next week I will be driving in a 6-hour race solo. Looking forward to that. I signed up with the KTM Crossbow for a solo run at Monza. Now that's ambitious to say the least. Don't know if that is particularly wise. I think that was our league admin writing that she needs to put herself onto the naughty list. Or him, I don't know. It's our text-to-speech bot is a bit complicated to figure out. Does it matter? No, it doesn't. I think that was Ingrel just being like, yo. Gonna go to the American. I mean, my old friends from Team Iris, Jeff and Loic and people like them. They've been saying like, oh yeah, we should actually do that, like go to the 24 hours. I don't know which weekend that actually is. And I mean, I would like to do things like that, but it's also like you need to plan these things in some time in advance, and like stuff is up in the air for me always. Although at times it looks like it might be suddenly starting to sort itself out, but it end up even more up in the air. I wouldn't say it's terrible right now, but like definitely got recently some pretty hefty anxiety hit. Who's leading right now? Virgil is in the lead, Fungus is in P3. Both of them not pitted yet. Yeah, I've been wanting to do that, but also like social anxiety. I don't know what to do. It's like I don't know what to organize. I want to go at some point to an anime convention, but like I don't know. God, he's spamming me on the Discord. The advantages of like Spa and Nürburgring for me is like they're not that far away. Like, sure, I can't walk there, right? Actually, something that can't walk there, but like you can take a train.
Yellow flag ahead, watch out.
Well, that's I think the Aston driver that I took out on lap 1 yellow. I went and said, okay. Bro turned into a cat. I'm gonna say the N-word. I'm gonna do it. Meow. Okay, I'm gonna have to look at some quality memes, I guess, afterwards. Heck, I've been struggling to just keep up with my Discord messages today. And then after I'm done with all of this, I'm gonna probably go right back to figuring out how to breed butterflies. Oh yeah, this is the BMW driver again in front of us. The same guy that I rear-ended hard. Because he's completely and utterly directionally challenged. Also, that is P2 in front of me, by the way. We must have quite some attrition because of the BMW. Ooh!
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
I expected it. Because I saw the brake lights, obviously, and I expected that stupid shit to happen from the Beamer. But the Lambo got completely caught out by that. Luckily, we all escaped the collision there, but it's just... I don't know if he wanted to let me buy into the chicane, or if that is usual line. If he's driving usually. Definitely once we nearly had the crash, he got out of the way to let me buy, but like, before that he didn't do anything, and like, there is no point in letting people buy into the chicane if you just pick up the pace slightly and drive slightly more competently. You're gonna be fine. You're not gonna have an... You shouldn't let me buy into that chicane like this if I'm not alongside you. Please, no. Get off the racing line if you want to let me buy. The only time you can stay on the racing line effectively into a corner and let me buy anyway are like hairpins. But then you... Because I have enough time then to dive on the inside and make the pass, and that's a completely reasonable way of letting me go around you. Well, I mean, the thing is, the Spa 24 hours usually is in, I think, September or something. And the at least beginning of autumn at least. It's... Ooh, you're not particularly fast. Mate, how long is left in this race actually? There's 20 minutes left. Would you kindly be, you know, consider pitting? You know, yeah, I know. He's literally right in front of me. I know my leaderboard doesn't show the pit cycle of everyone. I can still see it in game. I don't see my on-stream overlay. I don't. Why are you defending? Are you actually retarded or something? I've done my pit stop. You haven't. Like, what sort of special individual are you? Let me be particularly blunt. Like, I don't expect you to jump out of my way. That is perfectly fine. Defending is pointless, however. Oh.
Car on the left.
Lou, you can go by. I'm not fighting you. You can go by anyway. Oh, actually, I'm just noticing the Beamer that I'm fighting for position is only a second behind me. He was a... Man, that guy made up a lot of ground since the pit stop. I wasn't paying attention at all to that. Yeah, this is... I need to get by Fungus soon. I need to turn the thumb screws on for that shit. Probably me being stuck behind him has actually cost a lot of time. Ah, damage is starting to pile up. I think he's defending even against the blue flag guy. I don't know, are they in the same team as Sag? Oh, I would love to pronounce his name. I know he was pronounced quite well in the last broadcast, and I could just remember it, but my ability to remember names on a good day is already bad. So I am sorry.
Losing to the car, heading 71. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1.
sorry, Lou, but I have to actually make up positions at this point. Move. Yeah, and the problem is that no, 24 hours I think is late May, early June, something like that. It's like a week before the not Spa, the Le Mans 24 hours, or a week after, something like that.
Car on the right.
Oh, this is gonna get tight now because we're going side by side over the hill with backmarker.
Clear on the right.
Bye bye, you fucking git! You absolute cretin!
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Get wrecked, noob! You moron! Complete moron! I saw that coming from a mile away that he would miss the corner. Because he's on the inside line and just... Because his racecraft is super low. His pace is... I mean, I'm beating him with a damaged car. Like, it's not great, but like... He has probably better pace than me. And now you come in! Now you come in! Ah, tell me that he's at least on the same team as the BMW driver, because that would explain everything. Right, if he isn't, and he just did that for, I don't know, reasons, I have more reasons to complain about people. Because I'm, at this point, really tired of some of the driving standards here. Like, this is horrid. Frankly. Okay, right. I did get a breather from behind. Probably Lou got tangled up with guy. Yeah, I use that word way too often. I also call people gits. I have a very wide selection for my colorful language. I have to be careful before YouTube hits me again with an age restricted. Before that thing, before it became widespread knowledge about like people getting stuff age restricted, I got one of my streams age restricted, and I was like, okay, I think something is brewing. And then like 2 days later, all of YouTube was talking about it. Like, yeah, that. I was one of the canaries in the coal mine, I guess, with that one. Not like they did it because of me, it's just that the algorithm picked up one of mine. Surprisingly enough. It was an very old stream at that point. I think back from 2021. Me driving the Porsche GT3R at Misano, and I think the fact that I had moderate graining on the front tires afterwards speaks, I think, volumes in terms of like how I enjoyed the race. I also qualified, I think, on pace last in the GT3 class, so my enjoyment of that race was limited. Frankly.
Slow car ahead.
Time of us saw a clip of yours was just saying that word after getting rear-ended by a Ferrari. That Ferrari. Yeah, I did obviously react to that when that happened. As a start, our BMW friend, that
Car is exiting the pit.
I think that's gonna be the title that I go with. Before I don't know, summon some sort of Japanese demon this time around. I don't think he's Japanese. We have a lot of Chinese drivers here. Although the question is if he's using a Japanese-inspired name. God, who knows? This has gotten way too complicated. I'm just here funny car person. Driving around in silly boat. But yeah, he seems to maybe have gotten a hit from something because he's not gaining on me. Although the Porsche is only 6 seconds behind, so I think he might be a bit faster than me. TC seems to be cutting way more than before. I mean, I like the stability that it gives the car, so I guess I'm just gonna continue running it right now. Don't care. Pace is good enough. He's starting to close in and I'm starting to get concerned, but right now I don't need to. I mean, the gap isn't large and we've lost 30 seconds to the race lead up.
Yellow flag, be careful there.
Gonna play ACC today, but I've had enough of racing for one day. What did you do today in terms of racing? I just watched the Manuke FU replay. And then actually would podcast Star Rail for once. No, don't do it! Don't do it! Don't fall down the gacha route! Please, I'm trying to save your finances.
Yellow flag ahead, be careful.
Well, for me, Star Rail doesn't really exist. Okay, we have a stationary Porsche in turn 1.
Slow car ahead.
Well done. I mean, I could have solved it a bit better, but like, you know. What is this Bentley driver doing? Like, what are these lines, dude?
Car on the right.
Please, I'm alongside you.
Clear on the right.
Can I just... What is happening here? I'm sorry, but I was still alongside. Like, yes, I had dropped back a bit because I broke at a reasonable point and didn't expect you to outbrake me after you were driving all over the fricking place. And also, you know, you're blue flag, so what are you doing in terms of defending against me? What are you people doing genuinely tonight here? Like, you knew I was here, you should have just lifted instead of trying to defend against me. I was lapping you. I played it, it's okay. It's up until 2 AM racing ACC last night. Okay. Yeah, that cost me quite a bit of time, that lap. Yeah, right, I'm just looking at the reading. Was up till like 2 AM racing on ACC last night, and the first thing I did when I woke up was start watching 12 hours of Spa. Okay. I haven't quite starts immediately. I watched, I think, the last 2 hours or so. Turned on with like, I think, just under 3 hours to go. Then I had to leave to do gardening, and then continued watching. Came back to a car basically standing at the side of the road, and I did rewind it afterwards after you sent me the pics. I did rewind it to look at it again, the incident, and yeah, that was very stupid. Like, considering it's an AM driver who like probably has to pay the car that he destroyed there. That was ultra stupid. And it's very unfortunate because, you know, I think the BMW GT4 car, or like an M2 Cup car, I don't know what it was some sort of BMW that had to be towed off the scene. Probably that car would have been fine, but like, because they are a smaller entry, they just didn't take the chance on like some part being broken and driving it back to the tits and destroying the car in the process. You just decided, like, you know, our car damaged, so we've gotta just tow it. Also, the new M4 GT4 looks absolutely garbage. No, man, you do better than that. Like, even when you sent it up the inside of the M2 in Watkins Glen, that was more reasonable than that thing. Like, sure, the gap wasn't really there in that case, but like, it might have been forming there. You don't know, but like, in the case of Lesor's just dive bombing from like. Okay, that's okay. He did notice that actually happening to him. I mean, I did catch the Merc there out by passing him around the outside and then being like, wait a second, did he actually notice me? And like, yes he did, and gave me room. They had slowed down and then he got hip checked by the BMW. Right, but we have 1 second behind and 2.5 seconds, so I should actually take care a bit here. Right, we have 5 minutes to go in this race. Should actually think about, you know, driving competently. Yeah. Only place that grill belongs is GT3, correct. They made a GT3 car that is the only vehicle on the entire BMW lineup that sells the new BMW grille design. The GT4s and the road cars look absolute garbage with it. Oh god, what are you doing? Holy hell, what is this tonight? Tell me these people can actually drive. Give them a good second, please. Oh yeah, you don't know. Yeah, I'm the guy that recommended me this series. So what else was it? And I think he's in this race.
Slow car ahead. Yellow flag ahead. Watch out.
Where's the car? Okay, there's the car. I've been killed coming over this crest and someone driving across the road. I've been taken out in a like 2.5 hour race there. Out of, I think it wasn't the lead, it was P2 there. In that case. But man, what the fuck is happening? Could you guys get around a circuit? For once? Oh fuck, I fucked up. Oh, I got TC'd completely. My TC cut all my throttle away.
Faster car approaching. Watch out. Clear on the right.
What the hell is happening, people? Like, the Porsche spins out the Beamer. What the fuck are you people doing? Seriously. What the hell is happening here? This is a complete clown show. This is not reasonable in any circumstances. I mean, yeah, the Beamer did the right, decided to back out of the outside to make a cutback on me, and then the Porsche is like, yeah, I'm gonna dive bomb the Beamer, and just freaking takes the guy out. But we do know that we cannot give the Porsche any room because let's see if I can actually solve. Well, I mean, you can sign up for LFM if you have sufficient safety rating, which you probably should, frankly. You can easily get yourself into low fuel motorsports. You should easily clear the lap time requirements, and then once you do, just sign up for... oh yeah, right, you don't immediately have access to the 45-minute series, right, I'm sorry. The 45-minute series will require you then to actually get out of Rookie, which requires you to go do 10 ranked races. Which, considering, yes, you can do... the Rookie series runs every hour. Well, I think most hours of the day, but not all of them. That was quite a bit of time there, that's not good. Yeah, Rookie series technically runs all hours of the day, so like you could technically do this in like a week. And you could also splice in GT4 and M2 driving. If it gets too boring with just doing GT3s. Because GT3 Rookie is only available to rookies, but GT4 and M2 is available to everyone. Oh, fucking hell. I think he pushed me slightly there. I mean, considering the driving standards tonight, I think... What is it with tonight and people not being able to make corners? What the fuck is this? Like, come on! You guys are absolutely embarrassing to race. But yeah, that was my point. Like, these guys are worse.
Yellow flag, be careful there.
Like, yeah, there's a bunch... honestly, top speed LFM is like... I've seen some bad driving, but like tonight has been absolutely topping that. The people's driving standards are quite shit. And yeah, occasionally you get the message of like someone going like, hey, why are you... You know, he's driving like ass to me. Which I got after the... I think it was an Audi driver that had dive bombed like... I didn't dive him, but like I forcefully retook my position into the inner loop in the last few laps, which meant that I kept my position against him. Despite him having the momentum and having his nose in front, but he was on the outside line, which allowed me to send it back in. Yeah, the Porsche guy flew off. Was like 2 seconds behind, is now 1 second behind again.
Great job, man. V2. Bring it back to the fence.
Where's actually our race winner? Or has he already left? Yeah, we finished P2, I guess. I gained 10 positions in this race, I think. I think I started 12. Yeah. I mean, 72 is not particularly good SA. You need 75, I think, at least to do LFM. And you're probably best off if you can actually get 95, so you can... Because depending on how high your SA is, you can do your minimum license test on a higher server, which allows you to actually... Ice Abel says sorry to me and someone else. I don't think that was the Beamer driver that I'm really pissed off at. I don't know. So, but I second the statement for JVTuber, my guy, you didn't accelerate in an acceleration zone. Yeah, Akim, Ali, Bor, and Sensoi said like what a joke of a race. Yeah, that's... Frankly, I can totally agree. This was an absolute shit show. Actually, I mean, the race is over, so it doesn't matter. I don't need to push anyone. Yeah, it is a bunch of complaining about people. Holy hell. Some people need to learn to give space on lap 1. I don't think that's the problem, mate. I honestly do not think there's a problem with giving space. Also, Agava, you took out the... I'm pretty sure you're the guy who... I mean, I know that it's... I'm also, I pronounce for once his name, actually. But, like, I'm pretty sure you took out the Lambo, and it's not the Lambo's fault on that one. On lap 1, at the end of the lap. But yeah, we have some stuff to go over with... Oh yes, 80 and not 75. I thought for some reason 75. You need a... yeah, I thought... But the thing is, as I wanted to say, like, you need... if you do have only 80 and you go on the 80 server to do your license, you only get 1.5 safety rating on SA on... well, I should probably refer to it as safety rating and SA for the other thing. But, like, you need... you only get 1.5, and you get 3.5 if you have...
Green light. Give it all you got.
If you actually do the other one, which allows you to get... Which is just a better head start, although... Frankly, you should, if you drive halfway clean, easily get... yeah, if you drive halfway clean, you should easily get to, like, 6.0 up. Like, 5 or 6. Which would cover you up till, like, I think... I don't think it's quite enough for gold rank, but it's 5.0 silver rank, but, like, 6.5 is, I think, gold. Although you need a lot of races to actually be able to be eligible for gold. I think I have the safety rating to do silver plus, but, like, I lack the races. So... Right, okay, we probably want to briefly check the tires after the race here. Yeah, 0 graining on them. Nothing. Absolutely nothing on them. They're perfect. No graining on the tires. There was a bit much camber on the front right, I would say. A bit much, but still within reason. Front left is also within reason. Rear left, rear right. They all look good. I guess you can chop a bit of camber out of these, but, like, otherwise this is fine. It's balanced in terms of how it's over-cambered. So it's not really over-cambered, it just has more wear on the inside than the outside, which is, I guess, fine. Probably is normal. I had been trying to optimize it out of the cars because of how the tires destroy themselves. But because that's no longer a thing, frankly, because I was completely thrashing the tires around. That was completely me throwing the car around. Okay, I'm enjoying it, but I don't want to do something that will ruin that, and a lot of people now, it's just super hyper competitive, like, too seriously. Yeah, there's, I don't feel like there's people taking it too seriously, but there's people who are like, top split is seriously sweaty in terms of how fast these guys are. You probably could say they're taking it seriously because they are driving way too aggressively and causing silly accidents, but frankly you gonna see that everywhere, and it's like, I was about to say where are the cars, and it's like, yeah, they're back there. Alright, they're like, I don't know how many pixels they are for you, but like, I think they're like 5 pixels high or something. But yeah, hopefully I'm gonna be faster than you. Also gotta go try and grab a wheel later this year. Stop threatening me like this. Right, okay. Well, in any case, we're gonna need to figure out who the fuck did the check up on the start. I'm gonna figure this out now. I'm not gonna let that sit on me. That's bullshit what happened there, frankly. So who caused it? So, what the hell are these guys doing up here? They all merged into each other. So this is our pole setter here. Oh, he's way over accelerated. Yeah. What the hell are you doing here? You're the last person I expected to do a fuck up like this, frankly. But you got the prize here because that's something. Holy shit. I think the Porsche out of Kurt, I think they were probably a bit far up on their formation at this point. And we should be at this point speed limited, so they shouldn't be backing up at all anymore. They should be speed limited at this point. And they're driving 30k. What the fuck are these guys doing? You're the front row. It is unacceptable that you guys drive like this. Okay, that's what happened to him. Okay, he can actually complain about this shit. That explains what happened to him in turn 1, actually, to our... God knows how to pronounce. But yeah, I've just lost all respect for him, unfortunately. Like, he was a really good driver in Snetterton. I mean, he had the one collision with a back marker, but it wasn't really his fault to throw him back to even put me into contention at all. But frankly, what the hell are you doing? This is just... No. No, there should be penalties for this shit. That's... Because that caused everybody else to check up due to this mess. Where does the Porsche actually come from? Okay, he starts behind. Because also, that Porsche quit within the first few laps of the race. Oh yeah, like the second row, the first row guy is like behind the second row in this case, and then the third row comes in there and then takes out the other guys neatly. Although, frankly, it's not really the Porsche's fault in this case. He accelerated good. He's on the inside line here. And frankly, he turns a bit late, I guess, into the apex. But otherwise, he's fine. Oh yeah, he accelerated there again. That's bullshit. You shouldn't do that. But otherwise, he was... The issue is he gets... Due to the collision here, right? Due to this contact here, he gets turned in a bit. So that's why he can actually make the apex. I don't think he otherwise would have made the apex here. But otherwise, I mean, he has overlap into turn 1. It's fine. The Beamer should have given more room. But he, on the other hand, has on both sides Porsches, although he has room on this side, so... You know... It's a bit stupid, but... we shall see worse. we shall see worse. That's basically the answer that I'm gonna present to this because this is gonna be long, right? Here am I. If you're asking yourself how I got here, it all started. God, I can't keep a straight face about this stuff. Yeah. This is what happens here. Like, the problem is, the beamer and the I need to figure out how to pronounce his name again. It's paid. But like, our in pain BMW friend, and then we'll have blank. Literally his name. We have our BMW friend coming onto the track. Blank checks. Well, what happens is our BMW friend comes back on the track. Blank checks up. The Aston is slowing down and going left, and I'm just out of options at that moment. Because I mean, I am on the best side probably to have a chance of seeing anything. Oh yeah, that's so covered up. I had no chance of seeing the, like, from the cockpit perspective here. You can see there's something happening with the cars in front. But now the BMW is covered up. Now you can see him a bit. For a bit. But now he's gone behind the Blank's BMW, and Blank's tail lights are covered up by the Aston, so I can't see them either. So I can only see what happens right before the collision. And let me just, I would like to have milliseconds, but frankly we're probably not gonna get that shit. Millisecond measurements, because I think it's less than a second from him applying the brake light to me actually braking. You have to, oh, actually I do have, because I have the time measurement on my wheel. Right. Oh wait, that's not right. God damn it! I hate when it skips around like this. And I misclick. When you misclick and you get sent to the freaking shadow realm. Usually I don't use that, but like it's gonna fulfill its purpose for once. So which point does he apply? Here, roughly. So about 2 point... Let's actually reverse for a bit. So yeah, at about 2 minutes 54, 50? Yeah, 57 he applies the brakes. And collision happens at... literally half a second. I had half a second from the brake lights coming out to the collision. And there's also a green flag at this point, because I'm rewinding enough, it should be displaying technically the correct flags. But holy hell is this something. Whose name is that actually that I collect here? Because yeah, Lou, right? It's Lou. Let's find him and actually send him a message briefly, right? But we're gonna take the time to do this. I feel like that's. I feel like that is perfectly valid at this point. Somebody pinged me in here. I want to figure out who pinged me. Actually, I can just look at the inbox. Okay, yeah, that's fine. I guess that's for that. No one cares about this. I want to find Lou, because Lou needs an apology, frankly. Lou. Where are you, Lou? I'd like to find a loo. There's no loo. God damn it! Why do these people not keep? Well, I'm also searching for his last name, which doesn't help. But oh, it's an Uma motorsport driver. Okay, that helps. I mean, you don't have an idea how little it narrows it down, but like it does narrow it down a bit. Right. Okay, then. Oh, this is hilarious. Screenshots, I think because they definitely posted that they were promotional image for when they were gonna run. Yeah, here it is. Right. So that actually shows their names, and it's Laggy Lou. It's Laggy Lou. God damn it. Oh yeah, right. I can't search while I have streamer mode enabled on Discord. Right, disable that briefly. I forgot that is a stupid feature that they have. Why are there two laggies? Can I just ask what makes this sense at all? Why are there two of them? That's one with a higher number. This is what with a lower number. Yeah, and he joined on the. What's going on there? It makes even less sense. I read by. I've got to watch the Monaco race, which is actually good from what I've heard. Yeah, I hope you enjoy it. I'm gonna be probably here finishing up analyzing this hellhole, frankly. You know, I don't know if they are still streaming and stuff, because they're definitely reviewing the race in the race chat channel. So, yeah, go figure. Nah, I think I'm gonna just, because there are a few events. I mean, I can't. I think I'm gonna just grab one of them. But I know who I need to grab for this. Right. Let's make this as quick as humanly possible, right? We're gonna figure out what happens here. Yeah, he goes for a gap that doesn't exist. Or I think more aptly, he doesn't expect the Lambert to slow down, which is the bigger problem. He doesn't really expect the Lambert to slow down and just ends up in a very awkward collision here. It's his fault, but like, he looks a bit stupid having judged people on the first lap for making bad moves. Oh, he had rejoined at least. Fine. Alright. Here we have. What bar starts? Alright, we're gonna need to figure out when they started throwing cars at me, frankly. I was following for quite a while here. I think which of the collisions is first that happens? Yeah, I think this is the first one that happens out of the series. That is super awkward because, you know, the second collision was definitely avoidable. The first one, pretty tricky to avoid. I mean, I'm keeping my distance, but the problem is he just doesn't exit the corner, I guess. Which kind of, that's the number one, and that's the 777. So off throttle, off throttle. Yeah, he doesn't accelerate for some. Oh, I hate when it skips. I hate when it skips. Goddamn. He's running way too little TC. Immediately can see that shit. But he doesn't accelerate. Come on, you can accelerate here, but you're just not driving at all. What are these people doing, frankly? This is so weird. Right, we probably want to figure out actually what happened also to the Audi, because he lost, he got dropped behind us at some point. Ah, here it happens. Oh yeah, the Audi was actually there, maybe looking for getting... Holy shit, this might have actually involved the race leader here. Because this is, no, that's not the race leader, that's someone else, the number 23 car. It's not the Uma Motorsports car. It's number 23, where's the 23? No standings, I don't know. Seems to have finished, but it's not listed. Well, actually, this is the race leader here, okay. Alright, these two are fine. I guess this is just a really awkward battle right there. The Ferrari's letting the other Ferrari by. And then the Audi is coming up. And the Ferrari basically brake checks the first Audi and then swerves across the roads to catch the second Audi out. Now so far everything is fine, and then... you know... It's kind of a new... It's like... Guys, like... Is this a championship of who makes the most awkward collision possible? Okay, he takes avoiding action. He's here. I mean, yeah, I'm driving in VR, so I can actually fucking see the guy. So it's for me, like, easy to say, but frankly, like... You're off track, why are you not lifting off at this point? And this is what got you to spin P3 around. It's very awkward as a lap down car. Because, you know, you should have backed out at this point because he's alongside. And, I mean, he overcommitted and hit the other car. And you're off the track. Yeah, you're completely... You're cutting the corner completely, so you're off track technically, you're rejoining into him. But the Audi should have given you also more room because, well, it's a massive gamble what he did. Well, he paid the price, unfortunately. Right, so... There's a collision happen again. Yeah, what's awkward is that the Ferrari might have been able to save it if I just didn't hit him again there. Because once he started spinning, I started accelerating again and hit him again. And that's just pain. Because I started accelerating after, but that's just... And that's just doomed the poor Ferrari guy. Where can we have the Ferrari, please? Did he hit the wall? I think he did. Yeah, that's a... Ouch. Oh, that's tough. Yeah, you can see the steering is wrecked. That was a race-ending accident, completely. No wonder he was a lap down in front of me after this entire shebang. So when does the incident with... There's the incident with the BMW, okay. Because that one is also someone that I'm interested in. What the hell happened here? He's on the brakes. In the middle of the circuit, what the hell is he doing? I mean, the problem is the taillights are not rendered in till the last moment here, right? So he's driving normal up until this point here, right? Everything fine. Well, I mean, it's a terrible line for there, but look. Everything is fine. Goes up the gears, it's map 1. Lifts off, brakes! Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure this is not intentional, but frankly, there's no reason for me to not consider this completely and utterly intentional. Is this an UMA driver? It is a fair question to ask, frankly. After some of the shit that happened tonight, like, yeah, UMA Euros Collective. Do I need to consider this a jab from the team against me? Do I need to consider this? Frankly. Yeah, what is his name actually? I don't know. Oh yeah, right. I did see it earlier. I just need to remind myself of the name again. Whoa! Whoa! He nearly murdered the Porsche in rejoining. What is wrong with you? Your car is toast, just tow, okay? I think that someone else died there again as well. What the hell is wrong with people? Well, no, the Bentley was just driver is challenged. Well, this is the difference actually between how you actually should supposed to do it. It's like here, the Bentley kind of does it better because he actually, you know, pulls off the freaking side of the road to get out of the way. But still, he still is more or less half in the middle of the road braking there. He at least goes consistently straight, so you could relatively quickly see that he's going to the right and letting you by on the left. It's still, never do this. You know, it is significantly better if you just drive, okay? And let me by a few corners later. It's fine. And you know, if you're slow out of the previous chicane and you're not particularly... And I'm gonna pass you before the next chicane, right? Then just stay to the left in this case, and I will just drive around the outside of you and pass you. If you're that slow, I'm gonna find a way around you. Just drive reasonably, okay? Don't get out of my way in this sense. It is suicidal. Completely. Okay, fine. We need to find myself again. So we need to figure out the other collision with the Audi driver. Is it... Yeah. I mean, I hadn't turned in quite... Well, yeah, I hadn't quite turned in, but frankly, it's like... You know? You did come very late, we could definitely say. To say I'm confused about what happened there. I unfortunately don't have the brake trace, but like... Nah, it seems he uniformly braked here. It's not like... It doesn't look like he lifted off the brakes here. He broke later than me and that caught him out, I think. I think he wasn't quite intending to dive there. And unfortunately... I hate when you skip around this game. Why is the bar like so close that you can accidentally press it? Yeah, I think he just missed his braking point, frankly. Although I think he would have probably pulled it up, vaguely. But he probably is intending to clip the second chicane instead of the first part. But it definitely looks like he... I mean, from his trajectory, he was trying to avoid hitting me. There's a clear intent on trying to avoid making contact here. Which is what causes him to spin. And fair enough, he made a freaking attempt. So what actually causes him then in the end to pull in? I mean, he had already bonnet damage before... Well, he spun there. Yeah, I think he usually clips the second part of the chicane. Yep. That's the lap he spun, this is the lap before. Is that representative of his line? No, he does clip the first part here. I guess the chicane wasn't as strong suit either. You lucky show him a stream, but I think it's... I'm sorry that I only just read that, but like... I think it should still display that I'm streaming, technically? I think it should still display me streaming, or is it? No, it doesn't. Ah, that's interesting. It doesn't display that I'm streaming. That's interesting, definitely. How can I click it back on because I need to turn it obviously off when I want to search anywhere. Disable sounds, disable notifications. Yep, I need the sounds enabled still because otherwise I don't hear push to talk. Hide personal information. Anonymize number tags. Problem is you can't search. It's kind of like the big deal for me personally. I can't search on a Discord server while I have it on. Right. Yeah, I guess he was just struggling. What happened is that he spun and then decided to pit. Right. Okay, so. So what happened to his bot? Yeah, he hit a bit of curb there, then he slowed down. What are you driving in terms of a line there? Like, why do you keep turning right? You can stop. Like, sure, I'm coming there. Like, just straight. No. That's what cost him time because he drove the caller completely wrong. Hi, are you doing this to yourself, people? And also, why you're driving a Porsche when you're just directionally challenged, frankly. There's the 56 car. Which had done its pit stop at this point. Alright then. I think those were like some of the major collisions, frankly. We had some silly buggers happen towards the end of the race. Like nothing significant enough, I would say. Like, it was so much stuff that happened that I'm starting to forget what had happened in total. It is that insane, frankly. Okay, I mean, we do have the last few laps where we had him taken out. And also we had some other... There's so many weird collisions, but let's just wrap this up, I think, with the... So it happened here. Been much lawn mowing tonight. Yeah, I overshot the corner completely here. Trying to force him to check up. Halfway worked, but then I also bogged down a bit on the exit. So we're racing side by side here. He is in front. But he's trying to go for the cutback and the Porsche just hits him in the back. Yeah, he's trying to give himself space, but the Porsche just isn't having... He's not driving particularly... He just gets caught out by it completely. He completely expected the Beamer to be driving around the outside of me. Which I did as well. But he didn't. Which is probably what in part slowed this entire process down, because I was driving slow enough that I can have a gap on the outside for him. Sort of. Because I think I would have, if I had, because I still used the full width of the track then, I would have had to still check up more if he was still there. My intention was probably to squeeze him out, to have him far enough back that he can, that he is forced to back out. It's like, it's just the Porsche didn't give himself enough room to navigate there. Our poor friend paid again for it. We did the 56 in the end finish. At least he finished 4th, so the position lost only 1 position then, luckily. But here's the Porsche, and starting the final lap. That's him. Oh yeah, right. I just remembered all the stuff with the lapped guy that was fighting me for ages. Like an absolute idiot, right? But I mean, this is funny. Let's just engage in his absolute stupidity. How many seconds is that? At least, I think 2 seconds he's late on the brakes there. Later than me. He just completely misses the corner. Complete rookie mistake. Such a fool. I'm driving with like 30 seconds worth of damage at this point, and I'm just like, how stupid are these people, frankly? I know one of the backmarkers tried rediving me on the into this chicane here. Question is, which lap is it? This is the Merc. He got really out of my way. It's just I didn't quite notice it because it's hard to judge out of my mirror. It's not this lap either. Take this one. Go. Starting up this one. What the hell was that jump? Holy hell, that was a jump and a half. Way too late on the brakes, completely misses the corner. This guy gets so much airtime there. Unfortunately, I'm terrible at stopping. But like, how much airtime this guy's getting? Holy crap. Let's just reverse it. I know, it's not gonna be good, but like, whatever. So. Holy shit, how this looks. The far back curve camera is also something there. Can I get... Yeah, that's a jumping Porsche, alright. Wee! Yes, and then wee! I mean, it doesn't come probably out well because it's like, it's funny as all hell. So it's me again. Let's just finish this off. It wasn't this lap either. Okay, that was the mess with the boat that didn't pack out. So it must have been around this time. Yeah, the boat that decided that outbraking me was like... You're back, Marka? What the hell are you doing? You're involved a second time with me at this point in the race. Frankly. Luckily he doesn't get out of the way, I guess, of the rest of the field coming through. I think it was this guy who actually did a redive on me in the corner. But I thought it was an actual backmarker who did that as well. Because this is for position here. Shh. Wait a second. That eliminated that guy? Yeah, that Porsche got sent spinning. Holy hell, what happened there? Oh. Yeah, he gets clipped there by the NSX driver. Yeah, I mean, I'm at fault for making this 3 wide, but like, you know, with competent drivers, going 3 wide is totally a possibility. Like this. This is completely... Oh. Lou got completely destroyed there again. The Porsche completely down on speed, got upset into the middle of the road, and then just gets pummeled. And this is what set back Susaga. This is what set him back. Me making an overtake actually had consequences for everybody behind me. I don't know how to feel about this at all. Because, you know, I made it 3 wide there, but like... It's not sort of my fault if the other guys are incapable of going side by side with each other. I mean, I am taking up a bit of space here. But also not quite, like, yeah, I'm about as far as you can get to left. I mean, the NSX is not taking up much space either at this point. But he didn't cover up the inside here for me. Yeah, I think the problem is the Porsche driver here. He could go a bit further to the right, but like... It's just... 3 cars should fit side by side on this piece of road. It should be possible. Frankly, but it's like... If you look at it, there is not much to give. Like, the Porsche here is more or less on the side of the road. The NSX is, I mean, he gives me a bit much, but like also not that much room. And I'm in this very moment a bit off the side of the road because we're coming up to this bend and I'm gonna go full on to the white line there. This is so utterly awkward, that situation. I mean, how fast is the Porsche going at this point? If the Porsche had not braked and just lifted, it probably would have been finer. Because the speed difference at this point is pretty okay. And we would have passed them before the next corner. But like, we're at this point here. You don't have a speedometer? I do, yeah. 184 kilometers per hour. 153. And he slows down to 120 by the time of the collision. So there's 60 kilometers per hour speed difference. And probably more by the time of the collision, frankly. It's more like 70. How many cars got sent flying there due to this? One thing that I had forgotten, as I said, was this here. This fight between me and him. Right. So it's the 69 and Umo Motorsport car. No, that's Yandere Racing. So that's completely unaffiliated with... No, wait, that's... Yeah, that is 69. Right. Finished P8 in the end. But you did not deserve that in the slightest. Yeah, your teammate is IVT, so... Someone I've been a bit judgmental about, but... frankly, he did not do anything wrong in this race in comparison to most of the other drivers in the race. Me definitely giving a shove there. And he still thinks it's like a wise idea to fight me at that point. The thing is, I had to at this point make the overtake stick, otherwise it would just not work. My re-overtake and then we have the collision on that lap. But yeah. I mean, how much ground I made up on this guy. Like, he was significantly slower because actually that's not him right now in front. He's here. Yeah, he's actually fighting with Lou right there. Which is also pointless because Lou is a lapped car that is trying to unlap itself from him. It's kind of pointless. I mean, Lou is at least in the same kind of speed category as him. So there's a vague sense of this making sense. I think this is Russo who will probably get by these two relatively quickly. Oh, no, he puts Lou around here. Which sends Lou back to me. Behind me. So Lou's a few seconds behind me. I'm past the Lambo. So that's how that happens. But yeah, we haven't actually looked at my overtake completion. We've only looked at the collision he made prior to the overtake. Oh yeah, here the Lambo gets caught out by me getting caught out by the M4. How many laps down did this guy finish? 66 car. Yeah, 66. That finished 9 laps down. Nine. Okay, granted he had like a pit stop between lap 11 and 12. He had a pit stop between 24 and 25 and I think 25 and 26. So he probably dropped most of these laps in those, frankly. I mean, one of them was caused by me basically destroying him because he decided that braking way too early was... braking in the middle of the circuit was a damn good idea. But yeah. Let's actually watch the pass here. Actually, that's the next lap then. So here it is. Right, and he's just gone. Goodbye. How much earlier I'm on the brakes here. But yeah, that slowed him down a lot, obviously, the collision with the Porsche. I'm on the brakes already. Now he's on his brakes, which is just a second later, and it's just too late. And he's just gone. Straight on. Like a moron. Complete idiot. Alright then. But yeah, somebody apologized to me and someone else for how he was driving. Yeah, I think that was ABR. I think that was him who apologized at the end of the race. ABR. Right. We've looked at all of it at this point. There's nothing left. Yeah, I think that's Number 1 car is, however, not the race winner. It's the number 7. That's the number 7 is the question. Yeah, there he is. He's completing his cooldown lap at this point. Right. Okay, we've wound up everything at this point. We've wound the replay down and up. We've done it. We've sat through this absolute shit show of a race. You know? But one thing I can say, I'm not depressed afterwards. Like, I'm pissed at how this went. That this was an absolute joke. But I'm happy with the result, you know? Like, I can be pleased with this, you know? The alien still won, right? And he did some fucked up shit at the start of the race that I'm really annoyed at. There's a bunch of drivers who are really annoyed at, and I would prefer to not race with again. But you know, it could be worse, frankly. I mean, this has been one of the worst driving standards I've ever seen, but which, you know, says something. I've been racing quite a few years, a lot of series, a lot of skill levels, a lot of cars. This has to be one of the worst, frankly. And it's hilarious. It was kind of hilarious and kind of funny, you know. But I think I'm gonna go to... So let's check if these guys are still on their Discord server. Because if they still are, it's gonna be... I'm probably gonna show up there and yell at some people. Right. Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. And play some Pokemon. I've been farming... what are they called? The Vivillans. Right. Yes. I've been trying to get all the patterns. I think I have now a dozen or so of the patterns. But the remaining ones are kind of hard to obtain because there's barely anybody playing in those territories. So I've been trying. I've set up emulators and I'm playing in different regions because this Pokemon is relatively early available. So I'm like, and you don't need to get it to a particularly high level to evolve it, but like, play through a beginning area, get it up to a high enough level, and then trade it back to my own game. But I have to transfer my save file into the emulator. I have to run Citrus on 2 PCs because you can't run Citrus on the same PC, and at least not that easily. An installed version of Citrus, you could perhaps run a portable version of it. You need to run it on separate computers at least, conveniently. And then you can trade with each other. Luckily, despite my Linux install on my laptop being absolutely screwed video drivers on the thing, where DUI has screen tearing to the point that sometimes it becomes unreadable. Yeah, for some reason it renders perfectly fine the Vulkan pipeline of a 3DS emulator. You know, and I'm impressed. You have the same freezes that you have on a proper PC like this, from when it has to calculate all the shaders, which happens when you when you first boot up the game and it renders the first 3D scene, it just chugs because it's confronted with all the shaders, and then it's like fine for the rest of the game. Yeah, it's good. It works perfectly fine. It's very surprising. That's the old, like, this laptop ain't new. It's like a 20, but I mean the 3DS is relatively low power, so I guess that's why it works. 3DS is low power, and you know, even if you have an old laptop that doesn't have any GPU power, it could run it perfectly fine. So yeah, that's what I've been falling into again. It's a rabbit hole of that. I mean, I can offer Meadow Pattern. If anyone needs Meadow Pattern, I have Meadow Pattern. Blumenmeer. I sell Blumenmeer. But there's a bunch of people who have like trade requirements on the GTA's hub. Like, either they take Arceus, or they ask like, please only this specific pattern, and I'm like, let the bugs fly. Because I'm just like, you know, I can just trade euros that you give me, right? It's like, not really, I guess. Kind of not, it's kind of a problem. Because the meadow pattern is vaguely in demand. People don't actually have it at comp, but like the polar pattern, there's way too many of them. The continental pattern, those two, like way too many of them. But like meadow pattern, garden pattern are sort of like tier 2 in terms of like how people need it. Like the bottom tiers like those, and the tier 2s with like also the Japanese main pattern. It's like, but like there's elusive patterns of like the Monzo, and I've actually the tropical now, quite a few. Due to the emulator shenanigans, but like you have to, as far as I know right now, you need to make a new save file. You need to switch the region, make a new save file, and then evolve it in that save file, which is fun. So I guess I need to do quite a bit of work there. Right. So I guess I'm gonna hunt some bugs. See you on Monday again for another round of IVGTC, I guess. Or maybe I'm gonna not hunt some bugs and instead do something else, you know. I'm neglecting someone. I need to take care of them. Right, okay then. Good night. Bye bye. But first I need to yell at some VTubers.